Good morning, guys. How are you doing today? I hope you're doing well. I hope you're getting some of this beautiful sun that is outside here. At least here in Portugal, it is quite hot today. I have my window opened, as you can see. And yeah, it's a beautiful day, honestly. I hope you're doing well. I hope everything is fine with you guys. And yeah, I guess let's get straight to the charts, and let's see what we can expect from price action. So welcome to another trading session as well. So yeah, yesterday we had some run to the upside. The open was somewhere here and price just run to the upside without giving any chance to engage with it, taking out buy side liquidity as these relative equal highs here. And as soon as it took these highs, I told you guys to not long anything in here because we were in a premium. And yeah, what happened? Price started to retrace down in a high resistance meta here, in a high resistance profile. And then right at the next day open, it really came down, started to consolidate in between Asia. London, I still believe that London is doing the manipulation here, and eventually we can wait for some type of a distribution to the upside, taking out these highs here that are filled with stops. And yeah, probably price will try to punish everybody who's still selling from yesterday's price action. Yeah, if you zoom a little bit out, you can see that we might probably take this distribution. But if you look into the 4 hour or the hourly, and I will take this out for a moment here just to give it another perspective. If you go into the 1 hour and the 4 hour, yeah, you can see that things are a bit different, and it gives you a little different picture about what price is doing. So we ran to the upside yesterday, took out relative equal highs, and then moved to the downside, forming some type of a BPR here. This last fair value gap on the hourly got inverted. It formed another bearish fair value gap here. I reduced it to the 4 hour fair value gap here, and since then price is respecting it in a bear way. It's mostly consolidating here, and since we are pre FOMC, we will have FOMC tomorrow. I think it is tomorrow. Yeah, it is. Price can still range here for quite a while and not giving us anything to work with. So it would be permissible for price to come lower eventually. We still have this order block here right below the London lows. But on the lower time frames, it seems acceptable that price will return to the upside here and eventually try to make a new high of the week. If I zoom in a little bit on the 15 minutes, you can see that price respected this OTE level right to the tick here, with the equilibrium of this leg being respected, and it's now reacting to it. If you look here, as you can see. So yeah, I guess price can eventually seek for higher liquidity. As you can see here on your left, there's a lot of it, but in order to be a safe entry to the upside, I need to see eventually price taking out these highs, gather some support around the end wall here, because at this point when price reaches here, it will have the end wall and the 4 hour fair value gap as a resistance. So that's why it is kind of tricky for longs. I would advise you only to take longs probably after the midpoint of the NWOG, but yeah, price can eventually continue ranging like this because we are in a pre-FOMC environment as well. So right now I can see these relative equal highs here as the lower hanging fruit for the next couple of minutes. It will probably be taken out as soon as we open at 9:30. But yeah, honestly, I still think we have two plans in order. I'm more inclined for the bullishness of the plan, but we can eventually consider lower as well, since we have some liquidity here, but price presented as an SMT around this level. So yeah, let's see. Yeah, and I was telling you that these relative equal highs were low hanging fruit, and yeah, they are taken. It was a fast move to the upside here as soon as we opened. So 9:30 open, and now I want to see bullish order flow being respected. So let's see. We still have Asia highs, London highs as well to take. If you look into NQ took out Asia highs with London highs. But yeah, we still have some liquidity here above as well. So nice touch here on the OTE level, on the equilibrium of the OTE level. And now I want to see price hold some support around here. Let's see if the expansion to the upside will really happen, or if we will start to move lower, trying to get some sell side liquidity first before heading to the upside. So it will be a tough market, honestly, because as you can see here, it's kind of hard to read it. Let me just close the window. Yeah, we have some construction outside, so I'm sorry for the noise. Yeah, price came to the NWOG, we kind of rejected it, and now let's see how it will behave. So no first presented fair value gap so far. This is 8:30 open. This is 9:30 open, so price is now trying to work the opens. We are below midnight open as well. So let me take another OT level here just to see where equilibrium is. It's right below 9:30 open. So yeah, it's kind of tricky environment, honestly, because I'm afraid that since tomorrow we will have an FOMC, it kind of feels like market can make something like this, and that would be quite an annoying price action. Eventually, my plan A was looking into buy side liquidity first, eventually price digging higher into the end walk, displace to the upside, and keep grinding higher here. But I can see something like this happening as well. So we already took relative equal highs. Asia highs are taken on NQ, and price is now prepared to move lower, taking out these relative equal lows here and move to the next end walk, which is down here, this shaded area. Something like this can eventually happen as well. So I guess the first minutes of the market can give us more hints about what it really wants to do. We are also approaching the macro hour, so the 9:50 to 10:10 macro. Let's see if we will have a ranging day with hard price action, or if some kind of an expansion will happen. Yeah, price is digging below the opens and eventually retracing back to OT levels. So now let's see if we will hold these OT levels or if we will do another dive to the downside. So 62% is taken here. Let me just check if we already have the first presented fair value gap. No first presented fair value gap so far. We just have some volume imbalances here. We have this fair value gap here, but we don't take this into account because it's the fair value gap from the 9:30 candle, and yeah, that's just open volatility. So far, a nice reaction here from the 62% on the OT level. Seems like price wants to do another run to the upside. Price reaching once again the open, the midnight open, 8:30 open and 9:30 open. It's right beneath the annual. So we have now the first presented fair value gap here. This is the first one on ES and both on NQ as well. Yeah, NQ, no, NQ still not. It does not have a fair value gap yet. Yeah, NQ is a bit weaker right now. Yeah, still pushing higher. This was a nice reaction here at the 6-2 level. Price already progressed some handles here, about eight handles. So back to the first presented fair value gap here. Oh, NQ just took a dive here. Kind of a weird environment here because yeah, NQ is around here, while ES is still on the upside. NQ is just pushing lower and lower. Seems like we will have not a reaction but a rejection here on the end walk. First presented fair value gap is respected right now. OT levels are not holding. Otherwise, I will still wait for something clear to happen. If price comes back above the first presented fair value gap, that would be a strange market. We still have 7 minutes before the macro, so I will wait a little bit more. I will just wait for the reaction on NQ. It formed a large fair value gap, and I want to see if this is respected on NQ or not. Yeah, so far NQ already took this low, the 916. While ES is still here on the upside. Yeah, ES is kind of holding here the 62, while NQ already violated all the OT levels. And we'll have some reaction, and this is the reaction that I want to see and that I was waiting for. I'm still waiting here. Yeah, price will dig to the upside once again. Now I can see a lot of traders trying to short NQ, and if NQ and ES head to the upside, it would eventually punish a lot of traders. So I think that that's the most logical thing that the price will do right now is push to the upside, because I believe that this last and lower leg here enticed a lot of people to open shorts, and I believe that some of them already put their stops here, so price eventually will try to force them out of the trades. Let's see. So a lot of damage here made by these wicks here. Price not able to close above the first presented fair value gap, and it's now trying to respect the bearishness of it. But as you can see here, just a barcode for now. And this is what I was afraid of. The price could eventually stay like this for a long time. If you look into the 1 hour, in the 1 hour you just see wicks and red candles followed by green, green followed by red, and yeah, that's not a good environment to play with. So far, this is the range, but we are entering macro as well, so the macro can eventually give us some fuel and can eventually make price get out of the indecisive environment that it is now. Yeah, so far NQ made a run to the upside, retesting that bearish fair value gap, but honestly it's taking a lot of time to retest it, so that might convince people to short, and that's what was I talking about. Yeah, it was about stops being placed here. I can see a lot of people trying to sell in this leg here, putting their stop above, and yeah, price will just take it. Yeah, 950, and we will probably head higher here. Nice displacement to the upside here. So now we need to look for longs. So 950 high was taken here. Let's see. Well, I'm not tagged in already. I'm not tagged in yet. I want to see price come back a little bit more. Because we already took these highs here, and we can eventually burn take a deep dive down, and I would not like to interact with that. So at this point I'm tagged in here. Another touch here on the first presented fair value gap. Nice push to the upside here. And I don't want to see it coming that low, so now I'm expecting something like just a run to the upside. I don't want to see this full candle to be engulfed. Let's see if price can eventually continue to the upside. There is this fair value gap here that I would like to see respected. So trade is now at break even if we have something to the downside. It will not harm me. So since I'm not expecting clear run, I protected myself in case we head lower. I don't believe we will, but anything can happen in markets like this. So I believe this is the Judas swing right before 9:30. A lot of people try to engage with pre-market action, and yeah, we had the break of structure somewhere here. I took the long here, and yeah, I'm just expecting something to go higher. Eventually, at these lows, at these highs, I will take profits. I just need to see where the market can eventually go now. Yeah, so -2 standard deviation here. Market sell, I can eventually sell. Yeah, just to push higher was too quick for me. Yeah, but we went from straight from 1.5 to 2.5 very quick. Let's see if we can get another partial here. Yeah. Price here not doing what we want. We have some asymmetries here. So I'm glad I took the partial when price really made a jump here to the upside. I had to take the partial. Almost got stopped out here, and I probably will at this point. That's why I took that aggressive partial here. Yeah, but I'm not expecting anything clear from the market unless we move higher from here, since we have midnight open just right here, acting as support as well. I don't know. Yeah, there we go. Got stopped out here. At least I took a partial somewhere in this wick. But yeah, I don't feel like we are in a clean environment. I can see a lot of asymmetries. So environment is not clean at all, honestly. The trading environment is not clean at all. So I'm sorry. Yeah. Yeah, this can eventually turn into something like a high resistance here. Midpoint of the end walk was kind of invalidated. Price made a retrace from 2 standard deviation to 1. Yeah, we can continue to the upside, but honestly, looking at it, I'm not sure if I'm really interested. It made a clean touch here on the first presented fair value gap. And it's now projecting itself to the upside, yeah. But I can see a lot of asymmetries in between NQ and ES. I can see that they are kind of symmetrical. ES is kind of the strongest now. Moving quite well to the upside. Yeah, kind of ashamed that price really took a deeper retrace here, but yeah, it is what it is. I'm glad I took the partial because I can never know if this will eventually hold or not. So I'm glad with it, and profit is profit, you know. It was a nice and too quick of a move here to the upside. And honestly, I was kind of afraid that price wouldn't go. It was just a purge and a stop point, and it would go to the downside. But according to my bias, it will continue higher. So I guess the next time I will have to will have to trust my bias a little bit more. But yeah, I don't see any sells here, honestly. I can only see longs right now. Yo, Gorilla. How you doing? Long time no see, brother. Yeah, I'm bullish too, and I don't know if you were here in the first minutes of the stream. I was talking about a AMD. Yeah, I can eventually go back a little bit, and yeah, what I can see here is we have some Asia consolidation here, or accumulation, whatever you want to call it. Then we have a little bit of a manipulation to the upside, to the downside. And yeah, what I was expecting when price opened somewhere here, I was expecting some kind of a expansion to the upside. This was my main plan. So right now the expansion is kind of happening. Unfortunately, I was too aggressive with my break even, but it is what it is, you know. Honestly, I took the partials, and I'm content with the partials. I know that if I do this too much times, it can eventually get me frustrated, but yeah, it is what it is. I took almost a 1 hour, and yeah, I think the read of price action has been top notch. Yesterday I had a good read on price action as well. I guess today it's one of those days where price is kind of hard to read, but yeah, I've been doing quite well on price read, honestly. I guess the execution is the hardest part. So price reached 2.5 standard deviation and eventually the 4-hour fair value gap. So now I would like to see how price will react on these levels. So minus 2.5 standard deviation and the 4-hour fair value gap that I was talking about on the first minutes of the stream. Now I would like to see price really digging into it, but it can happen that we might have a big retracement to the downside for continuation inside this range that you can see on the 15-minute time frame. So, or we will have some type of a breakout to the upside, or we will have some false breakout and price will do something like this. Yeah, it can eventually happen as well. So at this point I'm just observing. We already passed the macro hour as well, so yeah, the price really everything went into plan. The only thing that I guess it was unfortunate was the stop out to break even here as soon as we retrace back into this order block. Wicks did a lot of damage, and yeah, it is what it is. I guess I don't need to be so aggressive with my stop losses on at break even. So yeah, guys, if you have any questions or anything else, just let me open the window a bit. It's crazy hot here. It's very hot here in Portugal. I don't even know. Oh, God damn it, we still have construction. Yeah, what was I saying? Oh yeah, it's about 30 degrees Celsius here. So it's kind of hot outside. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. So, and you guys might ask, what about now? Well, what about now? If price really wants to keep grinding higher, I will just observe it, because at this point I need to see price do some kind of a retrace. We still have 2.5 standard deviation as the projection, the main projection of this this bullish. Let me just be a bit more precise here. This bullish yeah, there we go. As I was saying, we still have minus 2.5, so I need to see a retracement. Retracement is happening here. So now let's see if this is just a retracement or if it's an inversion, since we are, as you can see here, on the 4-hour fair value gap. It can act as a rejection to the downside. So yeah, nice read once again. I will take out this OT level. It makes no sense to be here. And I will stretch this one a bit to the upside just to see where equilibrium can be. So it can be eventually at midnight open. Midnight open can act as a support in this case. Let me just check another level here. OTE. Yeah. So well, at this point I will just observe and see if price really wants to dig lower, or if this will be some kind of a retracement to a continuation to the upside. Yeah, it seems like we will have some type of a continuation here. I would like to see more structure because this is kind of hard to hold. So guys, no questions, no nothing. You can ask whatever you want. Tell me where you guys from. I would like to know where you guys from. Where are you visiting me from? Where are you seeing me from? Those who don't know, I'm from Portugal, from a small city called Aveiro. Some people call it the Portuguese Venice. It has nothing to do with Venice, honestly. But yeah, we have some boats as well, and some. It's a tourist city, honestly, where we have a lot of boats running through the. It's not called the river. It's like we call it in Portuguese. We call it ria. I don't know how to say it in English. I don't think there's a translation for that in English, but yeah, it's a pretty It's a pretty city. And quite hot. It's 30 degrees outside. I guess a bit more than 30. So price looking for structure to form. Let's just see if this will be another run to the upside or if we will have some type of inversion. Yeah, because we are right below the 4-hour fair value gap, which is a big point of interest. We also are inside of a NWOG, which can always be tricky as well to suppress. So we hit 2.5 standard deviation as well on this run to the upside. So yeah, there's a lot of confluences that this move can be over and that price can eventually start to look for some type of a retrace to the downside. But at least I would like to see price come at equilibrium here, which is where my entry was. But yeah, it can eventually just retrace this leg here at equilibrium and start another one. So let's see. So it's almost 10:30. Price really reached for the 4-hour fair value gap, the bearish one. So yeah, this was clean price action. The only thing that was not that clean was this retracement here when price retraced about 10 handles. It's crazy. It retraced a lot here, and I was not expecting this type of a retrace. But yeah, I was kind of feeling that things were not right because we got that big wick to the upside followed by a big large candle engulfing and inverting the prior fair value gap. Yeah, it made me my brain started to sound an alarm saying yeah, this can only be a stop hunt and price will revert from here and it will play some type of reversal. That's why I just put myself at break even. But it seems like price just wanted to revisit the first presented fair value gap here. So now we are gathering more structure. Price is doing what we call it's generating liquidity here. Since we hit minus 2.5 standard deviation, which marks almost the end of a bullish leg. So we really played price from almost 1 standard deviation from until 2 standard deviation. my goal was to run it to minus 2.5. Was not possible, but yeah, it is what it is, you know. Price is now trying to hold here. It seems like it's generating more liquidity. I believe there's a lot of people trying to sell this fair value gap as well. So I believe we will stay here for some time. We will eventually do something like this. We can eventually do something like this, because this leg here would put in more buyers. It would eventually punish those buyers, and then finally it would punish everybody who's selling here. So it would be something like this, and this would be great to see because we have a 2-in-1 purge. But let's see what price will cook in the next few minutes. We still have 20 minutes for the next and last macro of the morning. I'm just waiting to see if we got some type of, yeah, we have some SMT already. Yeah, this SMT here, it can eventually remark the continuation of the upside move. Here we have an SMT in between ES and Q. It's a small one, of course, but it's almost strategical. If you look into it, it's almost strategical in the way that it's in the midpoint of the unwalk. It's at equilibrium. It's on a bullish trend. So yeah, it can eventually hold, but since it's a 1 minute, just a 1 minute, it can really not make the big of a difference. So yeah, but the first plan that I would like to see playing, so this kind of invite more buyers, and then price say, okay, no, we have buyers and we still have those sellers that are selling here, so we will drive price lower, pushing first and punishing first those buyers. Then we eventually give some kind of a small reward to sellers. They will sell a little bit more on this leg, and then we will invert and push price to the upside. Yeah, this would be honestly the best place to be for a long if that happens. But if not, price can eventually pre-prior just like this. Just like boom, 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 boom. Can do something like this, and yeah, I'm not willing to participate in any of that. Whenever I search for price, I'm always constantly looking for legs like this, where price is driven in a one way only, and yeah, it has no fallbacks. Unfortunately, I got this fallback here. Yeah, I was kind of aggressive with my break even, but since we made a new high, I guess it was acceptable to put the stop at break even. So as you can see, nothing is happening. Nothing is happening for some reason, and I already told you what reason it is. So nothing is happening because we really reached minus 2.5 standard deviation, so I'm not expecting anything else happening here before 11. So there we have, I believe this will be manipulation, as I was telling you. But let's see, because we have to hold these OT levels here. But yeah, so far things are happening just as expected. It can eventually be a true reversal as well, since we are moving away from a big or a high time frame PD array. So for some type of a reversal, I would like to see this fair value gap here that will be formed get inverted. As soon as we have this fair value gap inverted and another break to the upside, yeah, then we can eventually expect price to move higher, because that would give us something like a smaller accumulation, manipulation here, and eventually the continuation of the distribution to -4 standard deviation distribution. This is always occurring. This is always happening in any time frame. So you just have to program your brain to see it and eventually relate this with other things and try to see confluences inside price. But yeah, I would only look for this if this fair value gap that was formed here, price wanted to invert that fair value gap, just like, okay, this is the wrong way, I just made a mistake, I will quickly invert and reverse it. So only on that case I would consider something like that. I need to see that price is wrong getting here. Usually it is quite quick, but yeah, let's see. So we have some type of a double fair value gap here. We will consider the two fair value gaps here. Whenever you have two followed fair value gaps, one followed by another, it is for your best interest to consider them as one, or if you want to use them as entry for something, you should consider always the first one. So in this case, this is the first one that you should consider, not the second one. Okay, because price tends to reprice on the higher fair value gap if you intended to do it on a bearish one, and on the lower fair value gap if you want to, if price wants to reprice inside a bullish fair value gap. So this was quite a nice reaction here. A lot of sellers are trying to benefit from this move, or will try to benefit from this move. So I can see a lot of sellers being trapped here. So they are selling since 10:15. 30 minutes already passed. Here they were, okay, some kind of praying. This leg gave them just a small hope, and yeah, buyers that were buying this leg here, yeah, just got wrecked out. And eventually we can see price try to move higher from here, just like we expected. This is what I would like to see, but For this to happen, I will tell you once again, I need to see this fair value gap being inverted. Otherwise, at this point, lower we go. We are approaching 1050 as well. So at this point on the 15-minute, there's no bullish PD array holding price. I'm talking about fair value gaps, not talking about order blocks. There is one, and price already reached it. On the 1 minute, there are still some bullish PD arrays. There's a lot of liquidity here as well. So this liquidity here can eventually be targeted because, yeah, we already stopped this movement. This can eventually be some kind of a retracement, and retracements are acceptable until 1.5 or eventually until 1. Because if you take a projection here, I mean an OTE level, you can see that -1 stands for equilibrium, so it can eventually retrace to that equilibrium, but I'm not trying to catch anything here. And we'll take this long out, so the first presented fair value gap should act as a magnet here. So bullish scenario is invalidated now. I will take out this one as well. So this here, if you were not long, and we were long, that's why I was searching for some type of a inversion at this point. If we were not long, if we were bearish, this could have been our entry here. But keep in mind that the higher time frames are still bullish, so this can eventually be just a retrace, and retraces usually, yeah, they can move fast to the downside, but at the same time they can, if you look into it on yesterday's price action, look at this retrace, this would have drive you crazy, honestly. And I was almost entering some kind of position. I don't know if it was, yeah, I think it was here somewhere. And fortunately I did not engage with it, because that would have cost me a lot of mental capital, honestly. So yeah, we have 7 minutes before 1050. Just let me look at the OT levels here. See, price came to equilibrium of this last leg. It came to 62%. It stopped right at the tick, as you can see here. And yeah, you can eventually profit from these shorts, but I'm not that convinced, honestly, because price can be here for some time before doing something. See, imagine that you were short here. That's why I did not engage here, because I'm not that convinced for a short bias. Yeah, you're looking way better. We are entering 1050. So far no breaker here. Let me just check the NQ. Yeah, on NQ we have a breaker. It is now retesting the breaker on NQ. I'm just curious to see what ES will do. At this point I will probably not engage with any trade. I made my day here, but yeah, I'm just observing and learning. There's always time to learn, and opportunity as well. It seems like price is accumulating here. If I would short, if I would be on short positions, I would be praying for my stop not to be taken, honestly, because it seems like it wants to invert. And yeah, as I told you some minutes ago, I was expecting this one to be inverted. and it really seems like it is happening. So if I would have to get into another position, this is the breaker, so this structure must hold here, and I would put my stop below the breaker and eventually hold for this to happen and wait for this to happen. Nice. Very much fish. So not working here on ES. Seems like things are more favorable on NQ. Price is still inside the breaker, but ES already dipped lower. At this point, I don't think it's worth it to try anything, because we are 7 minutes away from 11. 7 minutes away from 11. We are inside the last macro, but the last macro is not that clear, I guess, because at this point we are not respecting any PD arrays, any bullish ones at least. We are just respecting this bearish fair value gap here. So I will take out this breaker, but this breaker is still holding on NQ, honestly. Oh, Gorilla, that's unfortunate to hear from and to read. That's unfortunate, bro. But I guess we have to try to do better, right? And if you needed to take some time away from the market, yeah, I respect that, honestly. I really respect that. I guess the hardest thing to do, honestly, is to know when to stay away from it. Whenever I try to force things or try to make it happen, yeah, it usually tends to go wrong, honestly. And I guess one of the hardest things on trading is really to know when to stop and when not not being present at all, you know. Yeah, don't trying to not trying to I mean be on the charts all the time, trying to chase trades, trying to chase setups, all that stuff that makes you some kind of paranoid, and some trying to chase everything at the same time, you know. I guess that's really the hardest part, because as soon as you control your I would not say emotions, but as soon as you control your FOMO, and as soon as you know how to read your emotions, and because the I guess the secret is not to hold your emotions, because you're an emotional person. You will always have emotions. The main key is to try to read those emotions and act accordingly to it. So imagine that you are I don't know, afraid of something, afraid of taking that trade because you're not that confident. Well, the emotion is telling you that you are afraid. You should not take that eventually, because you will put yourself in danger. And as soon as you will put yourself in danger, something will happen, right? So I don't think that's control, but I think that's knowing how to read emotions and to act accordingly to them. That's the key to it. Imagine that you are in some kind of a trade, and you start to feel some type of, oh my gosh, I need to move my stop. Oh, you start to feel anxious. You're feeling anxious because something has happened and something is telling you that you need to do something. And if you try to control that anxiety, that you will end up doing nothing, and your position might get cooked to your stop loss. So I guess that's the main thing on trading. It's not to control emotions, but know how to read your emotions and act accordingly to it, because your gut feeling and your emotions tell you a lot. They can tell you a lot. So far price really came below and is not respecting any bullish PD arrays. It's working on that retrace. It's working on that job to come lower, or eventually it is just retracing to the downside, and maybe invert, because every bearish PD array is being respected right now. No bullish PD arrays are being respected. Everything that's bearish has been respected. The only thing that is still being respected is the OT levels. So as soon as we start to lose OT levels, eventually lose the first presented fair value gap, then I would eventually consider low prices, because the first presented fair value gap can act as a support here and drive price once again higher. And as soon as we go below and we confirm that we are below, disrespecting everything that's bullish, well, then my bias would be focused on these lows here. London low and the 645 low. We still have those lows here as well. But I need to see some willingness to go lower, some strength to go lower and close below, not giving me those nasty wicks to the downside. Because this can be only some type of a how should I say it? This can eventually work as a bait for sellers. Okay, this is respecting bearish BD arrays. It's going lower, but yeah, it's not acting like I would like to see, because we have just like a staircase. See, just like a staircase, and this gathers a lot of liquidity. It usually gathers a lot of stops from sellers, and they can be quickly deceived here. That's why I'm not interested to interact with shorts. That's why I prefer to stay away. I made my part already, so I'm not risking it for something that I'm not sure about. So I might still be here until the end of the macro. After that, I don't think the price will do anything interesting to engage with it. So I will be here with you guys until 11:10 New York, and maybe a couple minutes after it, but yeah, that might be it. Yeah, I guess I left the sound here too loud. I don't know, but OBS it paired all my scenes, and now if I change the volume on one scene, it changes the volume in all the scenes. I don't know what I've been doing wrong, honestly. But yeah, and probably you cannot hear me while I was talking to you. I don't know. I will check it as soon as I end the stream. So right now we have the first, or I mean the last fair value gap here inverted. So price came until midnight open, 62%. It inverted this bearish fair value gap here. And yeah, this can eventually be some type of a move to the upside, but I need to see this high here taken out. As soon as we take out this high, then we are mostly sure about what price really wants to do, which is the continuation to the upside. But I need to see this high taken out, and eventually this fair value gap get inverted as well. So we still have some time here because we are still inside the macro. This is what I would like to see. I will draw it for you here. So this is what I would like to see. And this is what I don't like to see, would not like to see. So if price really comes down, it will do another leg down. So this is the scenario A that I would like to see on price. I will not interact with it, but yeah, it could give us an opportunity to go higher. Remember when I told you some minutes ago that a lot of stops are being placed here? Well, guess what? We will probably attack those stops in the next minute. There we go. See all these stops here, they will be finished. So right now, if you are interested in taking some type of a trade, here you need to be very fast, because I'm treating this as a breakaway gap here. So I guess the entry should be somewhere inside this inverted one. So this should be the inverted. So I'm not taking this position here, but yeah, I will leave it here just to monitorize it and see where it will go. But look how price, this was the last leg to the upside here. Looking into a bigger perspective, price retraced back to equilibrium. It came a bit below, but never closed below 62%. Like I said, it came for minus 1.5 standard deviation. And as soon as we hit that, it started to displace to the upside, taking these bearish PD arrays and transforming it into bullish ones. And yeah, we are moving to the upside once again. This could have been a nice position, but I'm outside of my time window and I don't want to stretch my trading session after 2 hours. But this could have been a nice position here as well. This one is a bit more tricky to to manage, because price already hit minus 2.5. I would advise you to take some partials as soon as we take out this high, and it can eventually mark another run to the upside, touching the 4-hour fair value gap here. And as soon as it hit the midpoint, it can eventually retrace back. So this here, you should not be so permissive with price and expect it to take partials eventually where price is now. It would be nice. So it was quite fun here. The 950 macro, the first macro, it drove price until 2.5 standard deviation. Then we had to wait for sorry. Then we had to wait for the next macro to hit, just to mark a new move to the upside here. Well, guys, I think the stream will end up here. I will end the stream in some minutes. Just to tell you guys that this was once again a top-notch read of price. Honestly, I'm kind of glad about the reads that I've been making from price action. I guess I still have to work on the technical side of trying to position myself in my read. I mean, the technical side of the execution. I mean, the execution is what I wanted to talk. Yeah, I still think that I have to work on my execution, but the reads have been quite good. I'm kind of proud of it. I was searching for some type of a bullish continuation to the upside and expansion. It's a hard one because we are inside of the new week opening gap. But it's really happening, and I gave two setups. The first one here that I took, unfortunately, I was not able to take the most out of it. But I'm going home with some, and then I waited, and inside a macro 1050 to 1110, another setup just started here, and as you can see, this was a zero drawdown setup, and it's marching quite good here to the upside. But yeah, I did not take this because I promised myself that I would not be engaging in the markets for more than or longer than 2 hours. And if I would have taken this trade, I would be here waiting, and this could have been a bigger and larger stream that I'm not interested in, honestly. So yeah, guys, thank you for being there. Thank you for watching. Thank you for those who subscribed today. Thank you for your likes as well. And yeah, if you're not subscribed yet, if you're not following my channel, yeah, just give it a try. I try to be here every day, 9 and from 9:15 in the morning, New York local time, until 11 something. And yeah, I'm mostly reading price action and trading. This is a TopStep combine, as you can see. It's a real combine. It's a real combine. So yeah, this is the hardest part, which is passing the combine. Then as soon as I pass the combine, I will probably be trading here live the evaluation, the evals as well. So yeah, that's the journey, and that's the main goal of this channel, is just to show what I'm doing, keep consistency in my trading as well, trading my discipline as well. And yeah, that's all this channel is about. It's about the process, the learning phase, the execution phase, not being profitable for being profitable, and yeah, and share all this with you guys. So by the way, nice reaction here at the 4 hour. See, that's why I told you guys to take some profits if you were longing here, because yeah, this is a tough one here. And imagine that you were somewhere long, not taking profits, put your stop at break even, you would have been stopped out without any profits. So yeah, I'm trying to give the best advice and trying to give the best knowledge that and share the best knowledge that I have as well. So it is what it is. I'm just here to embrace the full journey and the full process of being a profitable trader. And yeah, I'm glad I can share it with you guys as well. So I hope you have a nice Tuesday. Yeah, it's Tuesday today. Tuesday afternoon. I hope you will go and catch some of this beautiful sun that is outside and this hot weather as well. And see you tomorrow. Keep in mind, be careful with the NYPM session for today, because tomorrow we will have FOMC and price might be not doing what you want. Okay, it might consolidate or something like that, and take the bigger expansion and save the bigger expansion for tomorrow. Okay, so keep that in mind, stay safe, and hope to see you tomorrow. Thank you very much, guys. See you.